shit, huh? Okay. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna sit. Sit. Ah, son of a bitch. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Farts. It's your boy AC coming at you with some more ass-blasting content. Again, welcome to the video. I hope everyone's gonna have a great time. Just fuck this, man. So, if you're wondering, Alex, why are you wearing a headband, walking around blindfold, and putting face paint on your face while walking around with only a Nerf strap on your chest? And the obvious answer is views. I just love those YouTube views that I don't get. But the serious answer is I'm trying a new format of video. I'm gonna see what people like. I'm gonna comment on some popular media. And if you couldn't figure out what today's is, I'm gonna give you a good guess. Go ahead and take a guess what today's video is gonna be about, kids. If you guessed Bird Box, you were right. Not a bad guesser. Also, you probably saw the title of this video, so you're also probably pretty good at reading. So I'm gonna go put a shirt on and get right into this movie. So if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the Bird Box is, congrats, you probably would have survived the movie. But seriously, if you don't know what Bird Box is, it's a Netflix original where basically I'll sum it up for you. I won't make this longer than it has to be. These guys run around with blindfolds on because they can't look at this thing, and if they look at it, they commit suicide. Basically, a bunch of things that are physically impossible happen, and somehow the main character survives. And while I could sit here all day while that awful storm outside rages on and just complain about contingency errors,
under no circumstance are you allowed to take off your blindfold. If I find that you have, I will hurt you.
Under no circumstance means even when you tell them to, and when you do in fact tell them to, they take off their masks and you don't hurt them for it. Also, the girl takes off her mask earlier on and you also don't hurt her. Where are my children getting hurt?
Proximity sensor.
Though this is some pretty well thought out product placement, there's no fucking way in heaven or hell that would actually work. That shit can't even get me out of my fucking driveway without hitting a goddamn garbage can while I can see. If your sister died, you wouldn't have fucking survived this. Seatbelts should save lives, not plot lines. There's no fucking way the kids survived all that. I'd much rather just complain about the movie in general. My first complaint being this fucking guy right here. You had no attempts at comedic relief except for him. And you know what you did with him? It was a good attempt at a comedic relief. Actually, I laughed quite a bit at his character, but you killed him like 5 minutes after he was introduced. You can't do that. You either have a funny character or you don't. Make up your mind. Another thing that kind of left me like, what the fuck, was the fact that they found birds in the supermarket, right? Which was an extremely lucky stroke of coincidence. Add that to the list of things that were fucking awful with contingency. Why are there birds in them? Anyways. But they find them and they barely use them. Like, I feel like that's a huge tool. That could be used to find out where this thing's at all times. You could probably remove your blindfold if the birds aren't going ape shit, right? It makes sense to me. But no, let's not use them like that. As a matter of fact, let's just have them kind of mention that birds go wild when that thing's going. Biggest issue, though, and the glaring issue for me with this movie, other than the fact that that guy can drive that car through the street, is that, there's a lack of originality, a serious lack of originality. And I'm not talking in the respect that they had the Quiet Place. They kind of copied off the fact that you know, having something that you have an inability to do. I'm not mad at that necessarily. While it is true that they kind of did copy off A Quiet Place, it's fine, you can do that. What pisses me off is the fact that they just had to throw zombies into this bitch. I don't understand why this movie needed fucking zombies. Well, but you see now, Alex, the movie didn't technically have zombies. Those weren't, make no mistake, those weren't zombies necessarily. Those were actually people who had mental disability. Shut the fuck up. That's exactly what they were. And I know that there was a novel before this, but fuck the novel for this as well. There was just, you know, a board or some sort of thought running through the author's mind
where she sat there and goes, how can I make this more relatable? There's just something in there that all modern teen books have that I don't have. How about zombies? Oh, but don't worry, we won't have to worry about being held accountable for copying off of literally every other teen novel, because they won't actually be called zombies. They'll just be different from everyone else, kind of infected, sort of, where they'll go viral and try to kill people they normally wouldn't kill and do actions they normally... But don't worry, it's not the same thing. Now I know what you're saying. Alex, that movie wasn't actually that bad. I kind of almost actually liked Bird Box, or maybe it's my favorite movie of all time. And you know what? You're allowed to think that, and I am kind of just a sore asshole ranting on the internet. So you're right, if that's what you're thinking. And it's not actually too terrible of a movie once you pull back every single layer of shit that's caked on top of this movie. You know, I like to think of this movie like a car that's been sitting under a tree, right? And it's been sitting under there all day, and when you walk out back to your car, you realize, holy crap, there's a bunch of bird shit just covering this car, caked. The car's caked in bird shit, front bumper to back bumper. It's just a shitted up car. So you take it to the cleaners and you get all that shit wiped off, but at the end of the day, it's not a Camaro underneath all that bird shit. It's just like a Ford Fiesta. There's nothing to write home about. I mean, yeah, sure, Ford Fiestas have okay MPG, I think. I really don't know much about Ford Fiestas, but I think they're okay cars. But it ain't no fucking GTX, fucking Camaro. It's not a Mustang. At the end of the day, it's trying to be a Mustang. Everyone's making it out to be a Mustang, when really, it's the fucking Ford Fiesta. There's nothing special. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I give it a who gives a fuck. It was a movie. It happened. It wasn't that special.
So with all that being said, I was going to film a little satire bit at the end, but I ran out of time. I want to upload it this week. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this with all your friends, family, teachers, priests, strangers on the street. Let them know that, you know, we're here.